What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Scross Entertainment. I'm Edwin.
I'm Mitch, aka Robakis.
And I'm Venom. JK, I'm Trevor.
I totally forgot about that.
And today we're here to review Morbius. We just got back from the theater. Packed theater. So many people were so hyped to see this thing. Where do we begin?
Okay, hold on. Let's start.
Oh, okay.
Before we even get into the whole movie, let's talk about the things that we really enjoyed.
Okay. You go first, Mitch.
I liked the echolocation. I enjoyed that.
Oh, okay.
I liked the echolocation. I thought they did a pretty good job on that. I thought they were very...
You can just back up a little bit.
Sorry.
A little loud there.
I like what I said when we were leaving. I thought like a couple of seconds in the smoky fight scenes were kind of cool.
Maybe like a frame or two look kind of all right.
Yeah, okay. And I think they kind of got like when he's all hopped up and he needs blood and stuff. I think like they got a little bit of Morbius. Like I think they were able to get a little bit out of Jared Leto to kind of capture what Morbius would go through.
Okay.
And my popcorn was okay.
Yeah, you liked a lot. Surprised. That's cool.
Yeah, my popcorn was pretty good.
Yeah.
My seat kind of sucked. Kind of lumpy but other than that, let's head to the dislike section.
Okay, let's be honest. It's 2022. We know what a good movie is, and that was not it. Especially a superhero movie. That was dog shit. We just saw Batman, which is a legit good movie where they fucking tried. They looked at the source material. They had a good director. They actually wrote down good lines, not generic shit that makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's just like the first thing that comes to mind when I think about this movie. Edwin, you go before I freak out.
Okay, so my favorite part would probably hands down have to be when the movie fucking ended. Because holy fuck.
I didn't see that coming.
I was sitting there like 15 minutes in, I was like, all right, no, it's over. Like, this is not going to be good. And the rest of the time was just spent kind of sighing a lot of groaning.
Laughing. There's a lot of laughing in the wrong reasons.
Laughing at it because it's dog shit. But it's not dog shit to the point where like it's so bad it's good. No, it's dog shit. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and I say that a lot jokingly. I actually fucking mean it. It's terrible. Truly terrible.
And especially a movie trying to attach itself to the Marvel world.
Okay, let's save that, but yeah.
Let's save that to the end. The one thing that I on top of yours, Edwin, is the so bad it's funny. The thing that I think screwed it, like it's not even a bad superhero movie, it's a bad movie. But I think what screwed it even worse from being bad is that it was taken so seriously.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was so serious.
There's serious parts, and then all of a sudden there's just really goofy, like not serious parts.
None of it makes sense.
The one-liners from the cops, though, my God, nothing landed humor-wise. Nothing was just nothing got there.
No.
The cops were pointless. They would show up after the fact of something happened, and they would just describe what happened and be like, "Okay, we're looking for like a vampire kind of thing," and then they just never did anything, even at the end.
The whole idea of having cops following Morbius around, technically just going up to the crime scenes, is so useless. Because even if they're like, all right, we got you, buddy, you're Morbius, you murder those people, come on, you come with us. He's like, I'm a fucking vampire. No, what are the point of the cops? What are they gonna do? They did nothing the whole movie. They just followed him around and tried to get him to talk.
The one thing I didn't understand about the cop thing that confused me the most, I'm not kidding, this is how like crazy the movie went. I literally thought the cop, when he was chasing Morbius, had superpowers. I'm not even kidding. Like I was so confused because like that whole thing with him about to fall off the building. Sorry for spoilers, just a heads up. There's gonna be a lot of this stuff through this conversation.
There's nothing to spoil, so
yeah, like it was. But I'm just giving a heads up if someone wants to see it. There are gonna be spoilers through this whole thing, so just a heads up.
I wouldn't bother, but yeah.
The building scene, that was like the end point for me. I was like, I got so confused that like I literally thought up a theory in my head that somehow the cop has superpowers because he was it 5 seconds he got to the top of the building from the ground floor?
He had to run, but Morbius literally jumped from like the bottom just straight up the stairs.
It was like a full on,
and they got there at the same time, so it made no
type
sense.
of building. Like it was like a tall building. He like booked it up the stairs.
So weird. And the thing too that really bugged me is like they actually had decent act. Not Jared Leto. I'm not gonna pretend I'm like a huge. Yeah, I'm not a fan. But there were some good actors that were in this movie, and they just didn't do well. I don't need.
How could you?
I have no idea. The script was bad. Don't get me wrong, but it just seemed like they just did not give a shit to be there.
What was that villain? Bad. That villain was a joke.
So if you've seen
that friendship was a joke.
Lucius was
Okay, this is how I'm gonna say this is how the movie goes. This is the summary for me. If you've seen Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. This is Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, but just like tone down the shittiness or turn up the shittiness. Even that's more
entertaining, yeah.
Like this was worse than that in every aspect, but it's basically the same movie. Let's be real. It's exactly the same beats story wise, cookie cutter. Oh, the best friend becomes the villain, and we're the same thing, vampire versus vampire, and
at least the action was decent in Venom, and like there were some good funny parts in Venom 1 and 2. This was
the best action were the parts they showed in the trailer, and then the rest of the action we got in this movie was just them doing the weird like super vampire super speed where you just see their like the aftermath of like
it's just like
colors.
A little bit of a blur.
And it's dark. It's literally darker than the Batman movie, and it's just like this blur CGI. You can't even see what's going on, and all of a sudden they're in a new like environment, and then it's just them doing that like hissing, and it just looked really bad. It looked really bad. Like I just looked up like Buffy the Vampire. I swear to God, it looked better than what we just saw.
The CGI was shoddy on. You know, like when they do that thing, like their face would change when they were getting angry or they needed. I was like, it was so shoddy.
Jared's long hair for some reason made it like blend in and look better, but whenever it was his stupid friend, I forget his name, even though they said
Lucius.
No,
his name's the one they call him. It's not Lucius. It's like Milo.
Milo, yeah.
Oh, but his real name is Lucius Crown.
Who cares?
They called him that at once right at the start when he was a kid, and then the rest of his life they called him Milo.
And the thing is,
that's what confused me. I'm like,
I know
what,
but the thing is like. Lucius has an actual story through the history. Like I did my research a little bit on Morbius just because we were gonna go and watch it a few weeks ago. Lucius has like a predominant role in the story of Morbius, and they basically cut the nuts off the character that didn't. Like I don't even know.
Can I just ask you guys something?
Mm-hmm.
Did Morbius do anything in this movie?
He's murdered people.
Besides,
he didn't.
Okay, yeah. At
the beginning,
he murdered people by accident, and we're supposed to just get over that, forgive him. But other than that, did he do anything but like walk around?
I think they tried to get that feeling of like he's really trying to make sure that he doesn't hurt anyone, and it came off more as like the character isn't doing anything. Like he
wasn't.
Like that's what it came off of, but they tried to make it seem like he's struggling with
his morality,
the thing that's inside of and it's like, but you didn't really feel that. Like, and then when it showed like he like, oh, I need blood, it's painful to watch him try and pretend or act, like, let's call it,
he's all
that he oh my god.
One other thing, so since this movie is PG-13 and then like maybe they were trying to go for an R rating before and they had to like neuter it, I don't know, but there's a lot of moments where like he slashes somebody and they're like, you know, and there's like no fucking blood anywhere. There's no like anything.
Very dark.
Yeah, it's very dark. Everything's very dark. He doesn't drink like real blood, like he does, but he's usually drinking like blue blood in a bag. He doesn't like kill people, and like it's not really like violent.
Was it blue?
It was like blue or like kind of white.
He made it, right? It's like a synthetic blood that yes.
So he drinks
that he created
instead of like real blood like the other vampire. And
they just also didn't even describe what the powers actually were. Like there was a little scene, but like nothing really made sense.
Yeah,
in my opinion, I thought they made sense with the the powers that he had. They didn't explain it by any means. If you don't know who Morbius is, you're gonna think it's a guy that looks like a rat that flies in the air. That's basically it, right? Like that's all it was. Because like real. And the thing that really bugged me was, and in a weird way, I don't really know how to explain this, the story of Morbius moved too quick, but the movie moved really slow.
Yeah, not a lot happened. Like throughout the course of the movie, really nothing happened. But the pacing was so fucking quick from scene to scene to scene to scene. All the story progression that you should, take some time with. Like, there's a part where he is caught, right? Like the cops catch him, right?
Yeah.
And then and it's one of those movies that every time there's a scene transition, they just show a bit of the city for like 5 seconds, and then you're into the next scene. Like every time, just generic footage. So they did that, and then all of a sudden he's in fucking jail. Just boom, you're in jail now. Like
jumpsuit
in a jumpsuit in jail. That's it.
And then you're out.
Yeah, and then he's out in less than 5 minutes.
And can we just say he's not even like that concerned? Like, I'd be freaking out if I went from like dying scientist to vampire to now I'm in prison. Like, your life is fucking ruined.
Yeah, like I murdered 8 people, I did all these things, and it's like
I don't know. It's like he's in his own little world, and it was a shitty, like poorly written, like the characters were bad, the relationships
you feel
were bad.
Nothing for the characters.
I was happy when the chick died.
Oh, nothing. I felt nothing. Anything that would happen to a character, I couldn't care less. It was so weird. Like, I've never like felt so bland about characters or like caring about a story. I felt nothing.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about how there was 3 deaths, like the last
everyone that's important to him.
Yeah, everyone that's important, like in the last like 15-20 minutes of the movie, like one after another, they all died the exact same way.
Yeah.
Where they die and they're just like out of breath and they say one word like
make it matter.
Like three different times in like in the 20 minutes that happened. And it's just like you can do that once and it can be like, wow, especially like if it's like a good character relationship, which it wasn't. So we were already like, whatever, who cares? And then they did it again, so we really didn't care. And then they did it a 3rd time. It's like, why do we care about these characters?
I know.
Dying
it's
like
just so predictable too. Like you can see everything coming from a mile away.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like Jared Leto's known for being like he overacts, if you know what I mean. Like he overdoes it.
Yeah.
And in this movie, it's like the least amount of acting I've seen him do.
He's like not even trying to.
He's just really like monotoned and like, yeah, he just doesn't seem excited to be playing like a character like that.
He's acting like he can't wait to just fucking be finished and go home for the day.
100%.
And he's just happy that his co-star is a beautiful young lady that he gets to randomly kiss, and they have zero chemistry.
That was annoying, because to me it's like Marvel, even in like, let's go to Venom, because I wasn't a huge fan of Venom 2. At least like the connection between the female and the main character, or in other movies where it's like the male character connected to the female character, there's something there. So like, for example, easy off the cuff, when Tony Stark dies and Pepper comes up to him, it's a very, very sad moment.
Yeah.
I have never felt like just nothing.
Yeah.
When Martine is lying there,
who gives
dying,
a flying fuck, dude?
And I was just like, I didn't even get to care about her. Like what just? And it almost seemed like he didn't get time to care about her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The connections that Morbius had to all the characters in the whole entire movie were completely squandered by such horrible planning to this movie, and we just never got the time to actually care about anybody.
I could see why it was delayed like 1,000 times. They knew that they had a fucking shitter on their hands, and they were like,
how were they best friends though? Because dude, this is how it started. They Morbius and Milo, whatever his real fucking name is,
Lucius,
he showed up the day of, right? And then like it's like, oh, okay, whatever. This is what this place is about. Then he like dies on him. He saves his life, and right away the guy's like, oh, you're special. We're gonna send you away
because he understands how a fuse works.
I just don't get how their chemistry and shit. It's one thing if like they grew up there, but he literally left and like went and became a doctor and like went to school while that kid just stayed there. How are they this close?
They gave a better background story to Milo than they did to actually Morbius.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
They did. Like they gave a better background story and a better origin of where they came from.
Reasoning why he did shit made no sense. The only way I can think of is that he was secretly crazy and obsessed with
like
Morbius,
revenge
and he
because he got
snapped.
beat up as a kid.
The only
It
theory
made no sense.
The theory that could only break something like that is like maybe it's because he drank blood before Morbius went to the synthetic or whatever you want to call it.
Maybe
blood.
That's why he was more ruthless, because he became a monster right away. But
that's the only thing I could see.
And like their final battle at the end, when they finally duke it out, it's literally okay. So first of all, it's not a fucking fight. They just fly around, you know, going slow motion, fucking bumping into each other, and you can't see anything that's going on the screen. It's literally just a fucking huge blur, and nothing is fucking visible. Like I had no idea what I was looking at. And
Think of Harry Potter and Voldemort when they jump off of Hogwarts and they start integrating into each other. That's what
it's like. That's
exactly what it was. But that was cool.
Yeah, at least you can see that happening, and it's literally just a black screen, like super dark. Shit going everywhere, blurry. You can't tell what's going on. They land, and then Mobius is like basically dead. Like he's not gonna stand up and fight him. Oh, he's like, I'm gonna fucking scream my echolocation. And what does he do? He calls in a bunch of fucking bats, and the bats hold the other guy down, and he stabs him with the fucking serum thing, and he dies.
Anyways,
Batman begins that shit when he fucking calls all the bats.
Yeah,
like,
but. It wasn't even a fight. Like he just had the bats hold him down, and then he cured him, and he died. Well,
and another thing is like, how come the bats are accepting to him, and they're like, oh, they know that I'm friendly and all that, and they care about me, but they attack the other vampire.
I didn't think of that too.
What's the difference, right?
I don't know.
One last thing before let's
start getting towards the last end sequence here.
Yeah. So not just random.
So my last question, while I want to sit, and this is for people, if you don't want to know the end credits and you want to see it for yourself, I would suggest turning off the video now.
You know what I would suggest? Just skipping the movie and just watching the end credits scene, because it doesn't matter.
Just watch our video.
It's not canon. It's not canon, and just like delete.
Are you
this
sure?
Movie. I'm saying you shouldn't think it's canon. It will ruin what we already have.
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
Mitch. Yeah.
So my question is, I'm gonna sit back and listen to what you guys have to say, because I'm a little confused on it.
Okay.
So, like I said, if someone's still watching, this is your fault. How does that work with Michael Keaton coming into Morbius? Because originally I was like, there could be a possible way after watching the trailer, but then they showed how it actually happened.
So this is the end credit scene. Okay, we're getting into the end credit scene now. You're asking us how this works, right? Let me fucking tell you. It doesn't. It shouldn't. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Not even a little bit. So what happens is we cut to it's 2 credit scenes, and they're basically both. They could have just been one. Okay, so the first credit scene happens, and you cut and you see the fucking purple shit tearing in the sky, like in the end of No Way Home, with people coming through, right? And then all of a sudden it goes to a jail cell, and Adrian Toomes Vulture is just randomly appearing there, like, you know, morphing into that world. So now he's in Morbius's world, and he turns to the camera, he looks straight at it, and he goes, "Oh, I hope the food's better here than the last joint."
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Okay, let's stick onto that one first.
Okay.
So he came through, but when I thought No Way Home, he sent everyone back.
The reason why me and Edwin are like, this is so confusing, is because the point of that movie was Doctor Strange is like, people that know Peter Parker, Spider-Man, are coming into our universe. They're all coming, right?
He's already there.
And he's already in that universe. So it's like, he's not even a part of that. He's there in jail. But they fixed it. But now he's going to a completely different universe where there isn't our Spider-Man, and it's with Morbius.
Oh, and just
so that's where we're like, it doesn't make sense to us.
This Morbius movie, it's not in Venom's world, not in Andrew Garfield's world, none of that. It's its own universe. And what they're basically saying is, in every Spider-Man universe, so Morbius is in his own, there's some version of Spider-Man out there to tie it all together, right? So I don't know what that means. I don't know what their plan, but it doesn't make any sense. So Adrian or Vulture coming out of the No Way Home MCU world and coming into Morbius's universe and being stuck there. Can someone explain to me how the fuck that works?
With the Spider-Man movie at all. It doesn't. like what they told us, the reasoning of why these characters are coming in and teleporting to different dimensions, they completely went against it in these end credits. That's why we're so confused. Maybe we're missing something, but I swear to God, that's the only reason they were going in that universe is because they knew that Spider-Man, if anything, Morbius should have been going to that universe, not Vulture going to Morbius. That's where we're confused.
In the trailers, they advertise, you see Toby Spider-Man,
this is what messed me up,
on the wall, and you see Adrian talking to Morbius, it seems, or something, and it's during the day. That's all completely fucking cut from the movie and altered now into this weird, like, Frankenstein fucking end credit scene. It's probably the worst I've ever seen.
The second one.
And so the second one is they cut again. Morbius is driving down a fucking road in a fucking Porsche or something, like fucking cruising. And then he pulls up to a cornfield, gets out, looks at it for a bit, and you see something's coming, and he's like, oh shit, what is this? Oh my god, what could it be? And then it's Adrian fucking Toomes Vulture in his Vulture outfit. Somehow he has that, and he comes in, and he's like, they don't take off the mask, and it doesn't sound like Michael Keaton. Mitchell
it sounds awful.
I think they like had somebody like pretend to be Michael Keaton because they didn't take off the mask. It didn't sound like him, but he was like talking.
It sounded like someone doing an awful impression.
Yeah, and he was like, "Well, I guess we're both in this predicament. This is what I think we should do. We should go
get a group.
We should get a group together and go get Spider-Man." And this is what Morbius says. Want to go? You can go do it, Char.
Intriguing.
Movie ends.
Like what? You don't even know Spider-Man.
The one thing I don't understand about that scene is like, so Michael Keaton's Vulture made his suit from the aftermath of Avengers 1.
And he wouldn't have access to it after he got sent to prison.
So the only thing that I could think...
another jail.
Yeah, but the thing that I was thinking of, it's a different suit. There are different aspects on his suit.
I know it is.
But the only explanation I have to him being able to have a suit is Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 2 in the post-credit scene of walking through the basement of Oscorp.
I don't think that was the same stuff.
That suit looked the same to me. I feel like the CGI, the editors are just shit. They didn't get it exactly the same.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying there is no other explanation on how he got a Vulture suit that quick, unless they skipped a year ahead.
Are you thinking that this Morbius whole thing is now in Andrew Garfield's
I can't understand why it wouldn't be. What is the point?
You know how he made his costume? From Tony Stark.
Yes, that's what I said.
Freaking stuff. So how is he making it in this universe?
That's what I mean, though. The only way he would have been able to is to get it from Oscorp, from Andrew Garfield's.
And he teleported in prison, Mitch. So, like, if you're already in prison and then you teleport to a different prison, you don't have any of the shit you had before you went to prison. So you either made a new
He gets out, right? Vulture gets out.
This movie...
Yeah, because they're like, hey, some random guy just showed up. Yeah, it just made no sense.
This movie is honestly not worth watching. I'm going to put it out there. Like, I'm tired of I'm tired of even fucking talking about it. It's not even fun to like make fun of. It's a nothing movie.
It's draining. I was so tired.
Yes. And that's the review, guys. Honestly, that's the best I fucking got.
It's just sad that we got into a point where superhero movies have been out so long and so many different versions where now they think that they can just take any character.
Well, Sony thinks they can do that. It's all Sony.
I know.
Yeah, but go back to some Disney channels.
Every company is starting to like get a little. I don't know. I wouldn't say lazy.
Those Disney shows are better than the Sony shit. This is like another level of garbage.
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me wrong. I've complained about the Disney Plus TV shows. Most of them I've had issues with, but this is like, you can't go in to think of it as like, oh, it's gonna be a bad superhero movie. It is a bad movie. Like, it is just not worth spending your money on. The shit part is like, yes, there is a connection, even though it might not make sense. I would save your money and go on like YouTube, and someone's gonna drop the end credits just to know where everything's at, because it's just not worth to spend that money to go and see it.
So
watch a reactor's channel reacting to this piece of shit movie. It's the only way you're sorry. To me, it's a piece of shit movie.
No, it's a piece of shit.
That's the only way you're gonna enjoy it and have some fun with it, in my opinion. But yeah,
if you saw the movie and you enjoyed it and you're gonna come here and like try to defend it,
good luck.
I just wanna ask you, are you okay? Seriously,
It's okay to dislike a superhero
Yes,
movie. We love
100%.
we're dorks too. I wish every superhero movie was amazing, but it's to the point where now we've seen good movies like this recent Batman movie. I'm gonna keep comparing new movies, superhero movies, to that because that just showed that you can take your time, make an original character, a sick movie, and a new take.
So what would we give it out of 5?
1.
0.5.
I'm good on 0.5. I like that. It doesn't even get a full fucking star.
No, I couldn't understand. I was seeing some of the big ratings, right? Like the like IGN and stuff. I don't know if I can say all that stuff. Like I was looking at, I have Rotten Tomatoes up on here and stuff, and Rotten Tomatoes makes more sense. IMDb was saying it's 5 out of 10. I cannot even give it close to 5 out of 10. No. Like that is just to me ridiculous. There's some people giving it 6 out of 10, and I'm like, I have no idea where you're getting that from. But to me, this is like easily a 1, 2 out of 10, or 0.5 or 1 out of 5.
Yeah, that's like, the best I'm doing, guys. This was a bummer to watch and a bummer to fucking talk about.
Yeah, I feel like this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. Anytime it gets brought up, I'm just going to roll my eyes and be like, that's my answer. That's what I think.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that was our review of Morbius, the worst Marvel movie of them all, hands down. Never want to watch it again. I don't even want to think about it again. And I probably won't.
I'm already forgetting it. Like, as we were leaving the theater, I already forgot like half the movie.
Yeah.
That's how pointless it was.
So, yeah. If you guys somehow enjoyed the review, I mean, we just kind of ragged on it the whole time.
Everyone has their own opinions.
We're kind of down on it today, but
hey, we gave some positives at the beginning.
Yeah,
okay. Mitchell did, but he struggled really hard, and the positives were kind of out of his ass. But yeah, we tried.
So yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please leave us a like and subscribe if you're new. It'd really help us out. We should be crossing the 1,000 subscriber mark very soon. And again, thank you to everybody. You know, it's been a great few months doing this. Couple months, I don't know how long it's been. It feels like it's been a lot longer than it has. 2 months. And we're just excited to see where things go. So yeah, thanks for showing the support. Check out our other stuff in the description. And yeah, that's us
Jared
today.
Leto, do better.
See you guys in the next one.
See ya.